Yes, yes, yes. Prophet Brian here, otherwise known as Rasayam, Black Star Movements Associations with the Black Conscious Chat Initiative, back to Africa with by practical means, step by step. Black strength and power. Unity requires separation, not separation in the regular sense of segregating, but separating from unwanted, undesired, unprogressive, unconscious, undesired uh, state of minds. Unity requires proactive activism and taking initiative to do the right thing, to lead as individuals an exemplary life towards the movement that will bring about our freedom liberation. Currently, still in Ghana, Accra, and it's about 11:45 a.m. at the moment. So just here kicking back, relax. I was planning to go to Kumasi today, but I had a change of plans. I just recently returned from Cape Coast, where I stayed for 2 days over the weekend, and came back Monday. And now I'm here on the Tuesday, giving thanks for life. It's been a great experience traveling the coast of Ghana, heading to the beach, headed to Kakum, which is a canopy walk within the forest. The crocodile, I forgot the name, but you can see some crocodiles and various things, and also visit the point of now, which is return. Prior, it was the gate or door of no return. And that's what they labeled our ancestors with before they, left the shores, golden shores of Ghana and brought us to places like the Caribbean, Brazil, the Americas, the islands, north, south, this is basically the carry beyond what we know to be Africans, carry us beyond that so we're no longer ourselves. And then the physical slavery of the shackles, the chains, the chattel slavery, and in conjunction with the mental slavery, which is the foreign religions of Islam and Christianity, the European versions, non black versions of these ideologies, theocracies that they brought to our shores while deeming us inferior to them, and basically just polluting our minds, letting us think that we are less than second and third class citizens, even within our own lands, new places that we were born and consider our homes. So, Black Star Movement's all about repatriation, returning to Africa, defending black people, focusing particularly on the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, not just the ADOS, which stands for American diasporans of the slave trade or American descendants of the slave trade, but descendants of the transatlantic slave trade anywhere in the world, Western world or whatever. Because this is a black focused, a universal black people focus, a universal declaration of human rights, for the genocide that's taken place against our race and is continued to be perpetuated today in various forms, not just the physical slavery, but the sharecropping slavery, the indentured slavery, and all these jobs kind of white man kind of life where it has us as peons and serfdom because they're still practicing their concept of life, which is based on feudalism, family owned lands or whatnot, where they reign and they have everybody else as peasants and pheasants and peasants to basically just work, rent from landlords, which is the owners, Today they own not just the land but the equipment as well. So those of us that are economically or financially poor will remain that way, forever playing catch up and looking for the carrot on the stick to no avail, because they hang that us in front of us. So we'll never hardly ever reach into the conscious level, but we'll forever be focusing on our bellies, focusing on eating, drinking, and sex, which is great and a part of life and a necessity. But those, if you know the seven chakras, the lower chakras from uh, the stomach, the root core, the pelvic, going all the way up to the heart chakra, those represent the house or the bodies of the lower frame, you know? The higher chakras, the ether, the mouth, the eye, and of course the crown chakra. These are the chakras that come with the consciousness and intelligence, how we think and how we go about our daily lives, what we consider ourselves and what we identify as. This is the upper realm of the star, because standing man or woman, black man or woman, represents the black star. So you rule from the crown, which is the head that controls the lower hemisphere, which is the physical, the upper hemisphere representing the mental faculties, and the crown enlightenment, which representing the spiritual connection to the earth, all the animals, the universe, all creation. This is the meditation that makes us gods, you know? This is the meditation that makes us truly African, beyond even the tribalism, beyond even Kemet. Because this is how we were first created from creation, to be in the likeness physical, which is black people, and the image of God, which is a conscious and spiritual mind of intelligence connected to all things of creation. Hence, we are gods and angels of the earth. Man of right, that is God in the flesh. Woman of right, that is goddess in the flesh. But just as well, man of wrong is Satan in the flesh. And woman of wrong is Satanist in the flesh. So you are what you do, you are what and how you live, eat, etc., etc. So we are the power, we are the God, and the illusion is basically making us deny that, looking out of ourselves to other people, other races that came later on, and looking for freedom, justice, and equality in those things. First of all, we are not equal as black people. We are the first, the one and only black man and woman from and of creation. No other race could bear that title except the black African people. If you would have left out of Africa thousands of years ago to the America, migrated, Asia, you still mentally, spiritually would have to connect to your root, which is Africa nonetheless. So there's no discord, no confusion if you don't or fail to understand that Africa is the root of all roots. Even if you have roots in the America, the Caribbean, Europe, that spans hundreds of years, thousands of years, that can compare, it's incomparable to the millions and eons of years that we were African, developing on this specific piece of continent, mass, geological geography of grandness that is Africa. Wealth, gold, silver, diamond, oil, all the various elements you could think of, heat, air, and water, and the perfect temperature to house the black nation, which our black melanated skin complements. So it's just accepting the reality of blackness. Today we are failing because we accept the white man's so-called reality of how he perceives us, versus having a perception of ourselves that came from ourselves. Everybody is basically telling us who we are, which is their prerogative, no matter how negative it is. But our problem is that we are accepting other people's definition of us and who we are. hence our turmoil in life. We have to come back to the fullness of ourselves and do what is right, do what is good. It's a natural thing. It was taken from the natural inspiration and written down into scriptures, scrolls, and papyrus leaves, which now turned into books written by scribes and various clergymen calling themselves bishop now and various things, titles to rule over us and to control the psyche. Who controls the mind rules everything else and virtually the whole world. And we see that today with the white man's narrative, their story, their concepts, their definition, their titles, their names, their way of life taking hold of black people, especially, and just about all people. The stronger you are within your own culture, the stronger you hold to your root and the foundation of what you and your people defined yourselves to be and as, is the more you'll hold on to yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't know what that is and what that means because a whole lot of that has been lost and polluted. But yet there is so much that is still there because the black blood of the black man and woman still runs through our veins today as black African. Nobody other than the black African, black man and woman has the full humanity. Everybody else is mixed with Neanderthal, Denisovan, various different archetypes, very different type of mix and multitude of mixing based off of various things that I won't even go into. But basically, the only human being original is the black man and woman. Hmm? Big continent specifically for us. I said it already, I say it again. We don't have to share with other people, even though we already have because the whole planet was ours. But we could do our thing in a place that we could fully call home. We don't got to share it with no red Indians over there saying that the Americas is theirs, or no Arawak Indians saying that the Caribbean is theirs. We don't got to be over in India, oh, black was the original Indian, but then there's an Indian populace now saying that they're Gandhi and they're the Indian, you know, and it's their land. We have the Chinese over there now, 1.9, 10 billion strong, that says China and Asia is theirs, you know, even outdoing the Mongolian, which is the original Chinese man, you know, coming from the Mongoloid there. So everywhere we go, even Europe now, which was originally the black man's, has the white man there, who's not originally European, but he came also from Asia, the so-called near Middle East to the north, past the Caspian and the Black Sea there, and you know that's the Caucasus Mountains. They migrated to Europe, you know, as barbarians and Goths and Visigoths and the various Germanic tribes, Indo-Europeans, and they made that their home. And as fair as the black people is and are, for us to have justice, we also have to give justice so we could create world peace. Hence, echoing the verbiage of Africa for the Africans, Europe for the Europeans, America for the American Indians, India for the Indians, and China for the Chinese, and Asia for the other kind of Oriental mans or men's of the earth. You know, so everybody has a place, everybody has their vine and a fig tree that they could return to as their youth. This modern day multiculturalism, Babylonian, it's not something new because that what happened in the time of Babylon, same way. They mentioned that in the Bible and even throughout history. It's basically a big economy, a world power that gathered all sort of people, migrated there to seek wealth, seek a better lifestyle. Not much different from today with the multitude of people in the Americas. They come because that's where the wealth has been taken, that's where the power is, and that's where the gangster creates some sort of stability because he has everybody else under gunpoint. So it's not really a stability built on love, trust, and truth, but one on falsehood. So you know you're pretty much in a sinking sand, and pretty much it's a deck of cards stacked up that could easily be kicked over, you know? A line of dominoes, so you get a domino effect for the fall. And it's around that time. The last stage of the white world is their technological stage, which we are in. Their 5G, their AI, their social media, which is their all seeing eye, our cell phones, our crystal balls, where you could look in it and say, what do you want to be, or what do you want to, who do you think you are, who's the prettiest, with the Snapchat and the different kind of artificial things you could do to change your look. You could pretty much be anything you want to be on social media that is different from what you probably are in reality. Myself, I keep it real all the time, because realness is the default way to be, regardless of clothes, financial status, whatever. I and I have to be I and I, which is true to myself first. And that's the only way I could be talking and saying what I'm saying, because I'm keeping it real with myself first. And the same thing that I do to myself, most naturally I'll do to my black brothers and sisters, which is to taught the truth and reality about black people, and my opinion and my views on what is right, what needs to be done. My part in terms of helping my black race progress and further our initiative, which is to just live a good life, plain and simple. Food, clothes, and shelter for one and all, education for one and all, a basic standard of living for one and all, clean water, food to eat, so we could all take part in this wonderful thing called Mother Earth, and it's simple. That is the purpose of life, to live, to know, be wise, and to understand, and give praises to the Creator that dwell all around us, not just above, not just below, full circle, all around. So give thanks for life. Give thanks for all that is true. Give you a little backdrop of what I'm dealing with just here. Beautiful sunny day in Ghana. And just giving thanks for life as always. Want every black people to know, say, yeah man, give it a try. Come look at what's yours. Come see your people. Know thyself. Health and strength. That's wealth. Life is for the living. It's not just for the white man to live, not just for the rich to live. It's for all of us. So one love, peace and love, black strength and power. Prophet Brian, once again, Black Star Movements Association, Manuelai Selassie I Jah, Rastafari, Baba Shanti, EABIC, RBG, Black Revolutionary, Pan-African, Black Nationalism. Forward to say ever, backward never, world without end. Blessed, my Lord and
Black man want repatriation. Black man want shipping at the harbor. Black man want Black Star Liner. Black man want Black Uganda. Black man want Black Ethiopia. Black man want Black South Africa. Black man want the our leader. Black man want say we want go now. 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 Black man want freedom, redemption. Black man want repatriation. Black man want free up we nation. Black man want communication. Black man want unification. Black man want say we want go now. Black man want say we want go now. Black parliament. Black man want. We want the true government. Black man want. We want the 10 commandments. Black man want.